Alright, what up, y'all? So this is part 6, I think, of the Legend run. Once I get into like 4, 5, 6 part series, time just blends together. So, time is meaningless. Alright, well, how else can we get philosophical here? We are back at it with the Legend run, and I'm gonna keep playing Spell Demon Hunter. The metagame is definitely shifting, as I suspected, from day to day. Quite a few different changes to the top tier decks. Like yesterday, when I did the last Spell Demon Hunter part of this series, I was talking about how Shaman and Aura Paladin were like the two top things, the only things in tier A for the majority of that day. That eventually changed. By the end of the day, there was one more deck in there. I forget exactly which one it is, but now the next day, there are 5 decks in Tier A. So it's definitely just, so much data coming in and things are shifting minute by minute, day by day. And so I'm going to stick with Spell Demon Hunter. Through the same process that I used videos on the channel, if you guys want to see like my in-depth process for exactly how I kind of evaluate deck selection for a Legend run. But I went through the same process that I did in that video, and it led me to believe that maybe it was correct to play a deck that I haven't played before, or have played a handful of times. And that just didn't seem to feel right in this situation, so I'm going to keep playing Spell Demon Hunter. I'm going to see if I can get to Diamond 5 with this. I like this deck. I'm really coming around to it because originally I didn't really think very highly of it, but I am coming around to it. I think it's surprisingly powerful and in an interesting spot in this metagame. I think that if we had just maybe 1 or 2 different tools that, or maybe we shift up the construction of this deck a little bit, it could be very well suited to the metagame. Like for example, the only thing I'll say is 2 Broxagar's Last Stand is just not always the right call. So I'm very tempted to cut one of those, but then I'm kind of messing with the core of this deck. Same thing with Lasting Legacy. I'm not in love with this card. It's definitely got its place, but there's a lot of times where I'm like, well, it just sits there for a while and doesn't do anything, and there are many other cards that I would much rather have in those situations. But I'm not going to try and mess with this just yet. I do like to really hammer it home and get a lot of experience with the deck before I really go changing it up, so I can have a good understanding of why I'm changing something, when it's correct to need specific cards and specific matchups, and how likely or popular those matchups are. So enough of my babbling. I am sticking with Spell Demon Hunter, and we're going to see what we can do here. Let's get it, guys. Okay, Priest is totally fine. I think we've got decent tools to be able to put some good aggression on them here. Sigil not super great. I guess it is 2 mana for 6 damage probably to the face, but the thing is, in the early turns, I need to continue that aggression. Otherwise they're just going to heal, or it's not really too impactful. I think with these 2, I could have a decently aggressive start. I'm trying to think. I definitely want the Eternal Hold. Yeah, we're just going to keep this and see what happens, but I have a feeling throwing back Sigil of Cinder is probably correct. Broxagar's Last Stand, pretty useless here. To be expected. I think Quest Priest is basically the only priest deck worth playing right now. There's Eternal Hold, good stuff. It is very possible they play a minion, so I think Sigil of Cinder is fine. And if they don't play a minion, it's even better.
The end is coming!
Wow! That's just rude. That's rude and annoying. Very interesting choice, though. Wow.
Vengeance.
Good old Doomsayer.
Follow the flutterwing.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so a lot more imbuing in this than I expected. Flutterwing I really like as a card, so I'm happy to see some evolution of this quest deck. That's really interesting. How do I want to play this here? So Broxgar's Last Stand is probably not super great against them, so I'm tempted to just throw it out there to break the shield, but then the question is after that, is there really a good way to go about this? Not really. So I don't think that's the line of play. I think Illidari Studies might be it. Yeah, Flutterwing is a surprisingly powerful card. Ooh, okay, Horn of Feasting. I like that a lot. That's perfect for this situation. Because now I can still hit for 5. I've got a good board presence, but hopefully they don't have something like Holy Nova. Or Medivh's Triumph, or a variety of other things. Okay, they're playing just straight Imbue City over there. Fascinating. They're down to 3 cards in their hand, which I actually like a lot. Yeah, no matter how I slice this, I feel like... Yeah, I should just slumber. Just stay aggressive. Throw this out there.
The roots lend the strength.
That is fair. Okay, so this is basically like Imbue Priest that just happens to be playing the quest. I mean, I'm a little surprised they run this many minions and they're still trying to hit the quest. They haven't played a single spell for each one, for either one. That's crazy. Okay, so now Broxgar's Last Stand is real good because I can draw 3 cards off of this. I think Hounds of Fury might be the play. I don't like that they'll gain life, but I could also Infestation, I suppose.
Demons. Demons.
Yeah, I think I'm going to Infestation, because 13 is a low enough life total that if they gain 4 life, that puts them back into reasonable territory, which I don't like. There's a surprising difference between like 13 and 17 life. Doesn't seem like that much. I mean, it's only 4, but 13 is where you're like, okay, the pressure's on a little bit. Like, someone can one-shot you, you know, for 13 pretty easily. 17 a lot harder. Ooh. They play... Oh, no, they got it off of Wings of Eternity. I was like, there's no way they play this card. That's also just from the past. Ooh, there's the Medivh's Triumph. So whatever they're doing over here seems very fringy, which is fine. More power to them. Let's just throw as much at their face as we can. So put them at 7 there, and we're going to go Sigil and Glaive, I think. Actually, we're going to do this. Because of the Hive map and the Sigil, I think it's possible this could help us finish this game off, but let's see what they got. For all I know, they're going to gain a bunch of life. Sure. Another Triumph is good.
Let the scales
Ooh, there's Cleansing Cleric. They have anything to follow it up here? Wow! They're just wasting Eternal Firebolt. Wow, just to gain some life. That's fair, though. Oof. With Infestation? Okay, so what are we doing here? This costs 1. I'm going to try and be as efficient as possible here. That, and this, and this, and this. Okay, back to 5. And still holding the Eternal Hold is pretty crazy. I'm of the opinion that whenever you have the Eternal Hold, you should be playing it, just because of how much damage, or how much impact it actually has on the game.
My readings are off the charts.
Wow, they really drew this guy again? That was pretty lucky. That's very lucky also. So they don't get to gain any life since these have immune, which is amazing. So I can deal 3 plus these are 4 more, which is 7. So I'm just going to do this and not show them the infestation just yet. I want to give them a little bit of a false sense of security, like the minions are the way I'm trying to get this done.
Elune, bring guidance.
Totally fine.
The void is filled with many whispers.
Hounds of Fury, pretty nice. Okay. Only problem is I don't have enough space for 2 guys.
Fall before the imps, damn it!
Do I do this? I'm tempted to just hold on to this until I have another Fell spell so that, Nah, I think having the minion out there represents... I mean, we were already at lethal with the other minions, but this just means that if they find a way to get rid of some of these minions, I have a better chance of retaining lethal into next turn. Okay. Sure.
Elune, bring guidance.
Wow, Priestess is so annoying. But Infestation should take it down if they don't have any life gain here. Ah, fine. Another Grim Harvest. I think what we're gonna do is this. I don't think they're gonna be able to get this off in time. Okay, sure. Seems like they're reaching now.
Death is but an unwelcome spectre.
Let's see what we can get. Ooh, Inquisitor's nice. Force all enemy minions to attack this. That's also nice. Sure. Wait, can I actually take this down? No, okay, it's close. It is very close, though. Possibly with another card? Oh! Very close, darn.
Time grows short.
Man, this has been pretty rough for them. Got to give it up for them, though, because if you're at this life total and you're just hanging in there turn after turn after turn, that says something about you. Yeah, it's hard not to respect that type of gameplay. Because a lot of people will just scoop. They'll just, like, concede, done, whatever, not worth the effort. If you're this close to dying, then, like, why would I put in all that effort just to lose later? But yeah, I'm a big proponent of not conceding and playing out the game, because you never know what could happen, so... and they do have quite a few cards in their deck, I'm sure, that could be very impactful. Like, normally this deck plays, like, Medivh, the weapon, as well as the location that gives you 2 8-drops. So, like, there are some explosive things they could do. As well as, you know, combos with Ruby Sanctum, Cleansing Cleric, that weapon, I think it's called Atiesh, something like that. Like, you do that the right way, and then, what is it? Double Cleansing Cleric. Makes Flash Heal heal... Ooh, finally got him. So, Flash Heal is 1 mana, restore, I think, 5 health. So, Cleansing Cleric twice means it restores 9 health. Atiesh, the weapon, doubles the healing and damage of your spells. So, if you Ruby Sanctum and Atiesh, Flash Heal will then deal 18 damage for 1 mana. It's really awesome. Alright, let's see which Death Knight this is. This should be fun. Yeah, every time Lasting Legacy comes up, I'm just not happy with the card. So I think that is something that I'm going to be experimenting that slot, trying to figure out if there's something that works better in that slot. Because especially if I'm not playing Solitude. I'm not a huge fan of Solitude, so if I'm not playing that, then Lasting Legacy gets a little worse because there's usually never minions in my hand. Every once in a while there is, but it's very situational and not normally very realistic. Like this and the Eternal Hold are pretty much the only times when it matters. Just in case they are Unholy Death Knight, which is basically just a Grave Strength aggro deck. Just in case they are, I'm keeping Sigil of Cinder and Slumber. Worst case, I have an aggressive start myself, but this gives me some options to deal with aggression. Okay, Infested Breath. They are not Grave Strength. Let's do this. I think, so next turn I'll probably go Hounds of Fury, followed by Hounds of Fury on 4. Hounds of Fury can be very powerful early on if your opponent doesn't have anything. Okay, so seems like Blood Rune Death Knight is... It's a pretty standard build, nothing crazy here. Ooh. So let's throw 6 at their face. Yeah, double Hounds of Fury can be a really great start. It just really depends on how they decide to play out these next couple of turns. Like, if they start flooding the board, then obviously it's a little worse. Oh, yeah. That's a little worse also.
With every step, the light guides you.
I could Illidari Studies. I'm thinking I Slumber here to deal 2 damage. Can attack that with my hero, trade with one of these, smack their face, so they stay at 20. Not really a crazy good turn, though. I think we're going to try Illidari Studies. Let's see what we can get off of this. Horn of Feasting. Phenomenal. Love it. I'm always so happy to see this card. It's so good. It's just the best. And we're just gonna throw that at their face. That's great aggression. Yeah, Horn of Feasting, I like a lot more than I thought I would. I knew Hounds of Fury was good, but Horn of Feasting in this deck also, and especially being able to get multiple copies with Illidari Studies, way better than I anticipated. Sure. Wow, +9? So the issue with that card is a lot of times you get bad cards off of it, but you want to gain more life. Like, if you're playing it, then... So I wouldn't be surprised if they got some mediocre, like a 4 and a 5 drop Holy Spell, but they just... It's... or it seems like they hesitated, in my opinion, because they're like, do I really want this? Well, it was 9 life. I've been in that situation before. I tried to play Mend the Timeline and some stuff many, many months ago. So from here, how do?
I grow impatient.
Oh, another Horn of Feasting. That'll come in handy. If I can get to the Eternal Hold or something like that, I think, ooh, I think that'd be sweet. I have literally never had someone play Victor Nefarious against me yet, so this is a first. I just actually opened him in a pack recently, too, and I've been curious if he was worth playing. So they have a... Good God, that's actually really cool. So it's a 2-mana 2/5. It's basically just a Whelp of the Infinite and a Blood Mage Thalnos put together. That's awesome. That's so cool. I love it. That's really awesome. Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, awesome for them, not for us. Not at all. I think we're gonna do this. We're gonna smack this and smack this, and then slumber to do this. Ooh, there's Axe also. That's a good draw. And naturally, this is gonna draw them another card. Just, yeah, very cool. I think that is a very good card. Let's go get another one. And we can even smack it with this. So remember, because this is a Fel spell, sweet! Made it just in time. That was awesome. Yeah, I think Nespira and the portals are fantastic synergy. There's like a couple different points in this deck where the synergy is just really, really sick. Obviously, Axe and Portal is amazing together, but like being able to play the Portal, this opens up, use it, you know, draw a card, sometimes use it again. It's just phenomenal. So last Portal is going to get me Broxigar. No minion types, just mech, undead dragon, and this is nothing.
I grow impatient.
So let's do that. I think we're going to take I-Beam. I'm tempted to take Fumigate, but yeah, we're going to take I-Beam. Let's do that. Get the last one. Oh wow, merch seller is really interesting. I was fiddling around yesterday actually with some just silly deck ideas, and merch seller came up, and I was like, I wonder, you know, I wonder how this card would actually work in a game, in gameplay, because putting a random spell on top of your opponent's deck could be just fabulous. Like, imagine putting just random spells on top of their deck so they never actually get to draw any of the cards that they built their deck with. It could be amazing. It could also give them good things. You never know. But it seemed really interesting to me. Now that was one hell of a turn. All right. This is kind of a tough one.
I grow impatient.
I think we want to smack their face, get rid of that shield.
Time grows short.
I really wish there was a way we could bounce Broxigar back to our hand, like that old metagame, but it is not in the cards today. I'm very tempted to throw this guy out there. Let's see what happens. So we're putting a random card on top of their deck. Let's see how good or bad it is. Okay, it was bad enough that they decided to kill it. There's Onyxia. Jeez. Okay. Safe to say we are done. Yeah, there's not a lot we can do from this position. Two 8-cost minions that they played for free and gained health. I'm a big proponent of playing it out, but this one, no bueno. Yeah, we don't have the tools to be able to handle that. That's insane. Very crazy. So 1-1.
Illidan versus Garrosh.
Victory or death.
Alright, Warrior's cool.
Ends now.
Considering this could be Dragon Warrior, I'm going to keep the Sigil of Cinder for any potential aggro early on. Slumber's great also.
Or I die with it. Greetings. Evil draws close. Vengeance is mine.
Alright, what are we working with here?
What horror will
Okay, Dragon Warrior it is. Yeah, the more I play Sigil of Cinder, the more I like it. 2 mana for 6 damage, even though you have to wait, surprisingly powerful. I mean, it's very efficient, obviously. It's like double lightning bolts with no downside. I guess the waiting is the downside, but that's a much better downside than overloaded mana crystals. Okay, so they chose not to play anything else there, or maybe they didn't have anything, hard to say. Alright, let's get this Slumber out here, because that also puts Horn of Feasting in Outcast position. But I really like this hand, considering the normal things that Dragon Warrior has to offer. Yeah, I think we're just going to Horn of Feasting here. We only take out one of them, but I think that's okay. It gives us a board presence. Obviously, we've got these Dormant guys coming pretty soon. But this gives us something we can attack back with, or that they can attack, which saves us some life. Really important to be able to like manage the clash with Dragon Warrior. They're going to be playing guys, they're going to be efficient, and they're going to be aggressive. So the more you can at least give them something to hit that's not your face, the better. It's kind of like that kid that needs to hit something. You're like, okay, come here. You can hit a tree. You can't hit a person. This is actually pretty sweet. Horn of Feasting is a great draw. I can throw 2 of them here, 1 of them here, attack that there. I mean, I'm taking 2, I go to 20, which I don't love, but this comes next turn, which should be pretty awesome. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Windpeak Worm get rid of this Serpent, but that's not the worst, I guess. There are quite a few things that I can still do. I almost want a coin infestation, just so that I have that at the ready for next turn. I don't know that I can justify that though. What else would I use that coin for? We're gonna do it just in case. I like to think ahead with my infestations whenever possible. Usually it's good to not telegraph when you have something like infestation, because obviously then your opponent can play around it. But in the case of Dragon Warrior, I don't think it's going to make too much difference in how they choose to play their hand, so it just gives me 2 less mana that I have to spend later. And that coin I don't think was going to have super value going into the next couple turns, because usually the biggest use of the coin that I like to save for is an early Eternal Hold. Playing that on turn 5 is really great. I mean, 0 mana, big demon guy is fantastic at any turn, but the earlier the better.
Brace yourself for destruction.
This world is a fire to his glory.
Alright, very fair. So I like that they're down to 3 cards. That's a good sign so far. We're doing pretty good at card management. Trying to figure out if Naspira is really the right call here. I kind of like it because that in combination with the Stingers could be a good way to manage this board the next couple turns. I think that is actually the way I'm going to go here. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to poke this. We're going to hit this. And I think press the advantage is the one we do here. Ooh, into Broxigar's Last Stand. Alright, so now we've officially stabilized at a reasonable life total with a decent board. And we're not behind on cards. I am liking this position, but it could change at any moment. I mean, to be fair, Dragon Warrior usually has some tricks up their sleeve, whether it's Gromosh, Dracorex, Windpeak Worm, Slither Drake, etc. I'm not super worried about Slither Drake. Alright, Torch is fair. Torch is the most unfair, fair card there is. With Erupting Volcano, pretty solid. Yeah, I was very tempted to play Dragon Warrior on this Legend run. I'm just not a super big fan of the deck right now. I think it's strong, but it's just not what it used to be. The Gift Wrapped Whelp was one of my favorite ways to start the game, so now that we have Carrier Whelp instead, just not the same. So I can Hive Mind, or excuse me, I keep saying Hive Mind, Hive Map. Or I could Stinger, Hounds of Fury, get rid of this guy, smack him in the face. I kind of like Hounds of Fury here. Two, three. Yeah, I think that's a little better.
Demons? Demons.
Yeah, we're going to do that. Okay. It's fine. Sometimes I overthink these things, but that's okay. Yeah, honestly, I'm very excited for this Legend run to be over. Which is an awkward thing to say, but once I finish the Legend run at the beginning of every month, then I just start playing basically every possible deck that I want to. I feel like there's kind of an obligation to play good decks on the Legend run. I don't want it to take forever. So there's just something about the Legend run where I'm like, alright, let's get this over with so I can do the fun stuff. Because there's nothing like playing the most ridiculous decks and just having a blast. So we got 3, 7... I think Hive Map is the way to go here. I'm tempted to Grim Harvest first, but then I've got less mana available if Hive Map gets me something like the Flood card. I think Flash Flood could be decent here. Hard to say. Fumigate not bad. So Dragon, and Elemental. Let's take Fumigate. We'll hit the 2 dragons. And we don't have dragons, right? This hits all other minions of the same type. Okay, Naga and Demon. Gotta double check. I've done that before and just shot myself in the foot. Let's draw some more cards. We'll do this, and you know what? We'll smack them in the face. Oh, man. That was rough. Okay. All right, missed the attack by a hair of a second. It's the way it goes. Yeah, my biggest flaw is thinking just like a hair too long before taking the actions in the game, so sometimes it results in that.
Fight for the ages.
So 4/3 weapon or a 2/3 weapon. This could go either way. Okay.
Looks like we've got a fight for the ages.
Command Claw, not bad. Ooh, Defiled Spear is actually pretty good. So they can smack me and then it hits my minion. Or smack my minion and it smacks me. Fun times. Alright, let's see if we can pull this one out. Okay, Axe is a little helpful. Yeah, I don't think this is going to do enough, though, because we do this.
Vengeance is mine.
I love that you can go to 0 and back up. Yeah, and that's all she wrote.
You possess true power.
So I guess it wouldn't have mattered if I got that attack in, because would not have, what is that, 6? They would have been a 10. Yeah, it would have been close, but not quite there. But that's the way it goes. All right, 1 and 2. Let's see if we can regain some momentum here.
Illidan versus Kurtress.
I cannot rest until Anatheron falls.
Like, I'm almost tempted to play Herald Demon Hunter. Just because I really like the deck. I think it's a lot of fun to play, too. So this is either Herald or Spell Demon Hunter. Spell Demon Hunter should be more common, but I've played so many Herald Demon Hunters lately, I think there's probably a small resurgence of that deck, so kind of hard to figure out what the best thing to do. Like, this card's really good against Herald. This one's reasonable. It's normally pretty tough to keep Last Stand, though. Kind of hard to justify that. So we're going to do this, I think. Gotta figure out a good balance between like a cool deck and a fun deck that's like competitive, you know, or reasonably competitive. Because it's no fun to just do a legend run and just be like, I'm gonna play Herald Shaman the whole way. It just, you know, it's so expected. You're not really doing anything. I could coin Grim Harvest here. I don't think it's that bad. I think it gets me a little step up. Getting the card advantage going. Ooh, yeah. And then we're going to have a turn 3 Was it turn 2? It goes to 2, 3. We're going to have a turn 4, 5/5 with Taunt Lifesteal. Pretty awesome. There's Eternal Hold. That's great. Yeah, this seems like it's probably the mirror.
What have they done to me?
Oh. That's a pretty cool card. So many Dread Seeds. Yeah, I was playing a cool version of Herald Demon Hunter for a hot minute. It had like, what is it called? Time Walker or something like that. It's the 4-mana 2/6 guy that I call it red card on a stick because it just makes a minion dormant until it dies. And then I was also playing Prescient Slitherdrake. Or no, not Prescient Slitherdrake. Perennial Drake. Perennial Serpent. God, card names are just... all the Cataclysm card names came in, and then so many others just went right out the other side.
I grow impatient.
Let's see. I think we're gonna do this. Gotta keep this card advantage flowing and keep the aggression going. Yeah, this is a very good start here. Sure. Ooh, with Axe. Very nice. I'm a little surprised they didn't use Axe on the portal, because then that would draw them the next portal. That was a little loose. Well, they got their Eternal Hold faster. That's unfortunate. So this is very much so just a straight mirror match. I really think it's worth it to play Demolition Renovator in this metagame now. Between Warrior, Priest, Demon Hunter, that's just off the top of my head. I think there's enough disruption you can do by destroying a location that they could be very relevant. Ooh, I always forget that opens that back up. That's pretty sweet, actually. Yeah, we'll do this. And I guess I should have done that. Oh well.
I possess true power.
They've done a good job of holding off my lifesteal ability so far. Ouch. Ooh, they got Omen? Okay. I think this is my best bet here, because otherwise I'm just kind of dead. I'm probably dead, but I can destroy this and take 12 damage. That'd be awesome. Ay, ay, ay.
Darkness rises.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion in this matchup that whoever gets Eternal Hold faster normally wins. It's arguable I should have played mine last turn, but I figured it would be okay considering they didn't play their minion. But I didn't anticipate them holding an Omen for a turn like that. That was interesting. I guess they wanted to get the last... Bro! Okay, yeah, double Omen is actually just stupid. That's insane. Yeah, sometimes Lasting Legacy, or not Lasting Legacy, Eternal Hold would just get extremely lucky. Like, you can't do anything against that. Okay, so 1 and 3 is not great. So I think this warrants changing up the deck a little bit. I like Spell Demon Hunter, but I don't think this is really right for this particular day in the metagame. So this is, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is a really awkward spot in the metagame where literally day to day things are changing. So I'm very tempted to go to Bubble Paladin. I'm tempted to go to Herald Shaman, but I don't want to do it. Aura Paladin has been proven to be a fairly reasonable deck, at least at this point in the metagame. It's a really tough one. I'm thinking Bubble might be the way to go here. Yeah, it's Bubble Paladin. I mean, I thought even about going back to Unholy Aggro, but yeah, so it's between Bubble or Aura Paladin. Bubble Paladin seems like a lot of fun. Playing past Nomoragan would be pretty cool. Wilted Priest. No, Shadow, I have not tried Wilted Priest yet. I've played Egg Priest and... What's the other priest? I've played Heal Priest, like with the quest and the Ruby Sanctum, dealing damage with Flash Heal type of stuff. I'm thinking this is probably the way I'm going to go for now, at least till I get to Legend. I cannot wait to get to Legend so I can just start playing some silly stuff, because Aura Paladin here looks cool. I think Renewing Flames Ursine is probably the thing that makes me more inclined to play Aura over Bubble. But I do want to play Flight Maneuvers, so I'm going to go with Aura. I think the Renewing Flames is a good selling point, and we're going to see how good that does. So let's go.
Uther versus Deathwing.
Last, Azeroth will break.
I will fight with honor.
Naturally, we're playing against Shaman. Shadow, so how do you do the Wilted Priest deck without the bandages, if the bandages are out? I like Sandfury Aura, but I don't think that's a reasonable keep in any of these situations. Well, naturally we get double Spearheart, but fair enough. Oh, the Schism card that shatters. Okay. So then you're copying the Wilted guy, and then from there... Ah. That's pretty good. So yeah, you only need 2 heals to be able to kill them with that combo, which I think makes it a little better. That's a little surprising. I feel like that's stronger than the last one. Maybe less consistent? Does that mean you need more cards? I gotta look at this in depth, because I'm definitely looking for like interesting decks to play once I finish this Legend run. Like, I love the way that metagames evolve and everything, but I'm just getting a little tired of this metagame just like every single day is just, oh, well, this deck's on top. It's like, it's just the same, you know, 7 or 8 decks that are just moving around, and I don't feel like there's really any good innovation going on right now. It's unfortunate to say, like, to be fair, there is some innovation happening, but I feel like it's nowhere near what we can actually do. Like, for Shaman to be at the top of the metagame, I feel like there's just there's some serious laziness in deck building at the moment. Like Aura Paladin and Bubble Paladin, I'm really glad that they've evolved into some actual players in the metagame, but it's not really doing it so far. Not for me, at least. So from here, I will probably Chronological Aura next turn so that Manifested Timeways is live, because this card is very good against them. I don't love it, but I think I'm gonna throw both of these here and then Maul the Vapor. They've got a pretty slow start over there. I'm a little surprised. Because otherwise it's like I play a Spearheart, I take some damage off of this guy.
I must move quickly.
Yeah, let's do it. Ooh, Acceleration Aura is great. And I could even Hardlight Protector this turn. That'll give me 30 health and Divine Shield, so I can just smack whatever I want. So if they play something like Envoy of the End, no problem smacking that. Wow, they got a really slow hand over there. I mean, that's a little concerning, because then maybe that means they're sitting on stuff like Muradin and Deathwing and Alakir. Just maybe they got some bangers they're just waiting to throw at me.
For justice.
Interesting draw. If I play this, that means I'll have 8 mana next turn.
I must move quickly.
Yeah, I kind of like that. That gives me the ability to, like, Timeways and Spearheart. Or double Spearheart. Yeah, there's a couple different ways this next turn could play out. What? That's just silly. Ascendance is such a weird card. Alright, well, if they're just chilling there, then I guess we'll get some advantage to their chill.
Calling for reinforcements.
Sandfury Aura is great. And a Holy Smite. Very reasonable. Okay.
I'll handle this. The sands speak, and I listen.
Have they just been chilling on resources? Very interesting. I don't think Manifested Timeways is the call here. I mean, I guess I could. Because if I do that, then I can Inspiring Maul this guy. It's a lot of damage, but... Actually, I could do this and then Maul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's actually not bad.
Who dares disturb the Timeways? Defensive action engaged.
I must move quickly. For justice.
And we don't have to take any damage there. Yeah, this turned out to be a pretty darn good turn. Let's do Sandfury so we can get more off of this guy, and then we're going to get rid of that. Yeah, that was an excellent turn. Super sweet. Yeah, it's possible playing Aura Paladin before. I was just playing it wrong. I think there's definitely a lot of play to this deck, but a little less than, or a little more this time than I guess I encountered the last couple of times I played it. So very interesting. Flight of the Firehawk, finally a fair card. So Gelbin will get me another Sandfury Aura, Chronological, Mechatork, and Gnomish Aura. Not really sure that's the right call here. I think Scalebreaker is pretty phenomenal in this situation.
Break their ranks, each other.
For justice.
Yeah, I think we're chilling. Alright.
For duty.
Take another 4. Yeah, Scalebreaker is one of my favorite cards in Paladin right now. It just feels a teeny bit slow. Got to set it up the right way. Like, this was a very good setup here. Instant Multiverse. Wow. Oh, jeez. Come on. That's a little crazy. Alright, Into the Briar spawn is a little nuts. And they're rewinding it. Okay. That seems fine. So once this one runs out, I want another.
Let me think.
Yeah, you know, I think actually... Hold up, so it's math time. 2, 4, 7, 8. We just got him.
For justice.
Because now, end of turn, this will trigger twice, and we win. Cool. Alright. 1-0 with Aura Paladin after going 1-3 with Spell Demon Hunter. So we are getting back on track.
Uther versus Garrosh.
You dare challenge the war chief!
I will fight with honor.
Think this is fine here. Oh, wow. Little awkward. What are you gonna do? That's a little better, I guess. Nobody's ever mad to see an acceleration aura. Yeah, I really wonder how long it's going to take us to figure out what the actual best decks in Standard are. Because this was very, very solidified in our last metagame. And we obviously had months and months of data to work off of, but even after we got new sets and mini sets and card changes, it was pretty clear very quickly after what the best decks were. So it's very interesting to see. We've got about 3 weeks of data almost, and we still haven't had like a solidified metagame. There's a lot of different decks, and I think we're changing stats around so much.
I wonder.
So this turn I think is going to be pretty crucial here, because this will set up the next couple of turns.
Quickly.
I would love to manifest a Timeways soon, but I've really only got this and next turn to be able to do it. I think we're going to do this, but I'm not super happy about it. I feel like maybe hero power was correct. Oh, well, looky, looky. That's a big boy. So what do I do against Slither Drakes? Alright, this is last turn with Acceleration Aura, so if I don't use this here, then I lose it here.
Let me think.
But this could give me something like a quality.
For justice.
Or flight maneuvers. That's actually really solid. Wow. Wow. Yeah, we're doing that. That's incredible. That's probably the best thing I've ever gotten off of this card. This is also really crazy off of this guy. Okay. How do you argue with that? 2 4/2s for 1 mana. I'm over here concerned about their Slither Drake. Come on.
My children. What horror will hatch?
Sure. An Aura would be amazing here. Alright. Yeah, an Aura would be great here, because Manifested Timeways just clears out so much of this nonsense. However, yeah, Flight Maneuvers is crazy here, especially considering I can do this. Yo.
We'll take it down together.
Just super nuts. Ooh, and that. What a good time for that, too. Oh my god. Yeah, this game is literally being won just off the back of Spearheart Sentry. Never thought I would say this. This is crazy. Yeah, Spearheart Sentry just winning me this game. 1 mana flight maneuvers. Good lord. And there's another. So we have 18 attack here. They're at 30. How do I want to play this here? I think because this is 1 mana and draws us a card, seems reasonable.
Defensive action engaged.
For justice.
Yeah, pretty crazy strong couple of turns. I'm baffled by this. This is not at all how Aura Paladin was playing the last couple of times I played it, so
Feed my
pleasantly surprised.
death itself draws near.
I think they're just dead.
For justice.
Okay, 2-0 with Aura Paladin so far. Pretty good.
Uther versus Valera.
Okay, so very likely Herald Rogue here.
I will fight with honor.
Pretty easy mulligan. Alright, not a bad hand. It's reasonable. Sandfury plus Maul could be incredible with, again, Spearheart Sentry. And a Gelbin for later.
The light dims, but we will fight.
Very tempted to play Maul here. I'm not sure if it's too preemptive. It's probably fine.
Repent.
For justice.
So I am tempted to coin out Nightmare Lord in hopes of getting Spearheart Sentry. Might be a little bit of a reach. I could also just be a little more patient and go for the Scalebreaker since I have it. I don't entirely want to just sit here waiting on this Maul. Okay, so they are playing Imbue and, well, just Imbue so far, no Heralding that we've seen. It's been kind of cool to see the resurgence again of Imbue Rogue. Because that deck was just everywhere for a hot minute, and then it just disappeared once we got Herald Rogue, and now we're starting to see a little bit more of a balance. I think Nightmare Lord is probably the play here, because it's either that or I wait 2 turns and I go coin Scalebreaker for double here. I can play this the turn before, so I get some double ups there, but I don't know that this is going to be as powerful in this situation. So I think this is the right call. Alright. Ooh, now that's pretty good. Getting an extra copy. Okay, yeah, I can't argue with that value. So I'm being forced to be patient. But the patience will be very rewarded with this guy. Come on, buddy, you can do it. I think we're okay chilling here. Like, I don't think there's any possible justification for Sandfury Aura there. That just seems like an incredible waste. Only potential use of it would be for Manifested Timeways, but that seems so situational, and we're essentially just giving up some pretty crazy resources. They went with the 1 cost. They went Ungoro Jungle. Alright. Whatever floats your boat, homie. Yeah, I think I have to Sandfury Aura here so that I can play this next turn, and then I'll get... this will trigger one of them twice, and at the end of the turn, both of them will trigger twice. So that's, what, 4 plus 8 more, that's 12 damage in a single turn, just from these guys. Yeah, kind of hard not to do that. And this, whenever you equip a weapon... I don't think that matters too much, so we'll do this. I could have gone Chronological Aura there, but I think it's fine. Oh, wow. Sure, flashback away. Just give me more things to hit. Sorry, buddy. So do I just let this happen like this? I don't think it's worth it to take the 2 off of this just to try and trigger 1 more time or 2 more times. I think we chill. There it is. Now we've got another one at the ready. Sure. And a Toreth, nice.
Defensive action engaged.
Boom. Yeah, it's really hard to beat multiple activations of Scalebreakers like that. It's just so much value. Alright, with a win streak. We are 3-0 now. Working towards Diamond 5 up to, oh, almost there. Diamond 6 and 2 stars. Let's go.
Uther versus Garrosh. Victory or death. I will fight with honor.
Okay, so against Warrior, I think I keep Manifested Timeways. Just in case, I think Dragon Warrior's fairly popular still. Herald Warrior also fairly popular, but I guess this is a little bit worse against them. Spearheart Sentry, great card, but I'm not sure I keep it. Yeah, this is actually... I'm thinking maybe I even just do this. But on the off chance that this is Dragon Warrior, I feel kind of obligated to do this, so we'll see. Sometimes... Okay. Yeah, sometimes playing against what is the most reasonable thing to play against is not the right call. Which is kind of counterintuitive, but... Cool. Scalebreaker's great. Oh, look at that.
The light dims, but we fight.
I don't know that Sandfury Aura is justifiable just so that I can Timeways. Really depends on what they play, but it's way more likely that Sandfury gets played on turn 5 so that I can turn 6 double Scalebreaker. I want to say that the majority of the back-breaking turns with this deck are Sandfury with either Scalebreaker or Spearheart. little surprising they would throw the Shadow Flame at the Righteous Protector.
My children. What horror will hatch?
Ooh. That's a pretty good Shadow Flame get. Okay, so Sandfury for the Manifested Timeways would have actually been pretty decent here. But I think we'll survive regardless. That's helpful.
To battle!
Alright, so we're taking some damage, but it'll be okay. Keep playing stuff. Just play more things with 3 health or less. That is perfect. Perfect. So much value.
Reporting for duty.
Whew, Divine Shield Wind Fury. Okay then. That is a thing. That is indeed a thing. Thankfully.
Sands of time.
I would really like to Ursine this Renewing Flames, but I don't think taking 12 here is such a good idea, so... we will sacrifice that power just for the sake of life. Yeah, taking 12 off of that just so I can... I mean, I am gaining 30 over the course of the next couple... Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Oh my god. That's insane. Alright, they've got a really good draw here. I think Toreth and Sandfury Aura might be the best bet. I'm not seeing anything else really giving me any more edge than that. One more mana Scalebreaker might be the call, because then I could Aura and do it, but...
Let me think.
Yeah, Toreth at least gives me a little bit of protection here.
I must move quickly. My blood can save the breeze.
Yeah, double Wind Fury, Divine Shield, Slither Drake is really difficult to handle. I'm sure they feel pretty good about themselves right now. Okay. So it looks like we're probably taking 6 this turn. No, make that 8. Okay. Dude. Triple Slither Drake. Come on. Alright, safe to say this game is probably over. Because, like, yeah, I mean, would I do this?
Who dares disturb?
It is very possible they still got me. They've got 9 attack over there. They just need to find 3 more damage. Or not. Okay. Renewing Flames off the top would be super clutch. I still don't think I could have held off a turn to Ursine Renewing Flames there, because that means I would have taken 12, they would have played another one. Yeah, just really hard to justify those plays. I think one of the Renewing Flames would have gotten eaten up by a Divine Shield. So yeah, I think that it's very possible that would have been worse, but very hard to say.
I wonder.
Am I dead? I might be. I think we got to see what we draw first.
For justice. For justice.
Ooh, okay, maybe we're not dead, actually. God, that would have been so good before that. I could have hit the Slither Drake. And then Scalebreaker.
I must move quickly.
Break their ranks.
Alright, but at least we're alive. It is very close, but very likely they got us. They've got enough damage spells that they could go over the top pretty easily.
Brace yourself for
Ooh,
destruction.
that's rough. Okay. Wait, what? I'm a little surprised they didn't attack there. I guess... Yeah, attacking here and then attacking my guy means this throws 4 at my face, puts me at 5. I think that was better than what they ended up doing. Regardless, I think I'm still done. Not a lot I can really do in this position.
For justice.
Because I'm going to get a 3/5. They attack twice. Yeah, we'll see here. Oh, well that just does it. Okay.
Well played. Victory is yours.
Yeah. Deathwing does it. Alright, so 3-1 after 4 games with Aura Paladin. Much better than I did with Spell Demon Hunter. See if we can get to Diamond 5 today. That's kind of the goal, is Diamond 5, and then from there, that last final push up to Legend. So, let's see.
Uther versus Thrall.
Alright, I'm cool with Shaman.
Elements are
This is not a bad matchup.
I will fight with honor.
I like Hardlight Protector. Not sure I want 2 of them, or even 1 of them. I think it's great a little bit later. Especially considering I have... Yeah, I have some stuff to do already. I think we're good.
there is little time.
What do we got over there, buddy?
That didn't go
There we go. Oh, they're playing Voltaic Burst. Interesting card choice. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do.
Let me.
And I'm doing that because Turn 2, I'm Treasuregill. Turn 3, Spearheart. So there's no room in there to play the weapon otherwise. So this gives me double activation of Spearheart on turn 3. Ooh la la, okay, and then that gives us Spearheart on 4. We're going to do this so that we can actually activate, or double activate the Spearheart next turn. This worked out nicely. Yeah, Spearheart is so good that I'm contemplating playing a second Sandfury Aura, just so that I have more activations of that and Scalebreaker.
Calling for reinforcements.
1 mana flight maneuvers, let's go. And Dragon Scale Armaments, a little less cool, but that'll draw us a spell. They've got a very slow hand over there. I'm surprised by this. This feels actually like the last Shaman deck I played against. Just not really doing much in the first, like, 4 turns. I feel like this is where they should be picking up some momentum. Might as well get a free card. Sure. I'm thinking Spearheart and Flight Maneuvers is probably the play.
Calling for reinforcements.
I don't love that they can take out one of these guys with their 1/1s, but there are worse things, I suppose. Okay, what do we got? That's fair. Alright, let's see what this gives us. It's going to have +5/+5. End of your turn, summon a 1/1 Silverhand Recruit. It'll be a 2 mana 5/9. I like that a lot. 5 mana 10/10. I think this is the best bet here, especially considering I just want to play some guys and play Flight Maneuvers. This will be 2, 4 mana left. That, yeah.
Defensive action engaged.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, once again, Spearheart doing work. Yeah, Flight Maneuvers is insane. I want to play Flight Maneuvers in this deck, but I don't know if you can justify the space. It's part of what was attracting me to Bubble Paladin, because I really like Flight Maneuvers as a card. It's very powerful. But off of Spearheart, it's way better. Who would have thought? 1 mana for 2 4/2s? Ooh, well, Toreth is pretty awesome here. Yeah, I like that a lot. Dang. That's spicy.
Take shelter.
This and this. 5.
Reporting for duty.
I remember this place well.
Okay, Ungoro Jungle. Sure. Alright, Farsight's a good card. I have 12, 17, 18, 22. Almost there. Very close to taking them down.
I wonder.
Let's see what we draw for this.
For justice.
That's a good card.
The battle. I swear to you.
Reporting for duty.
I am the end of things. I am the conqueror.
That's pretty good. I don't know that that's going to be enough, though. Didn't even break the shields. So what do I want to do next turn? Gelbin could be strong. It'll give me a Chronological Aura, Gnomish and Mechatork, and a Sandfury, which could actually come in handy for Scalebreaker or Nozdormu the following turn. I do kind of like Scalebreaker here, though. Yeah, I think it puts some pressure on him now.
For justice.
Probably should have attacked first to get full information. That was unfortunate. Ooh! Sure! Sure!
Tenacity before.
Alright, even better than expected. Not bad.
The sands speak, and I listen.
A mistake.
I guess rather by their hand than mine. Or than mine. 4-1. Alright, one more game here.
Uther versus Rexa. Let the hunt begin. I will fight with honor.
Well, this should be interesting to say the least. I am a little tempted to keep Renewing Flames. Just because I think it's reasonable that I can stabilize at some point around turn 4, 5, maybe 6. But then after that, if they continue to put pressure, and this is all assuming they're Face Hunter, but if they continue to put pressure, I don't know that I can come back unless I have something like Renewing Flames to give me some more buffer in my health. So I'm very, very tempted to keep this. I don't know if it's correct, but I'm going to try it. Because I know this deck has lots of tools to be able to get through the first 5-ish turns. Wow! Okay, double Renewing Flames is a little awkward. Universe was like, you need one of them. Why'd you keep one? We had one coming. Bruh. Fine. So, assuming we get to that point, then this should just be like nail in the coffin. But no 1-drop and no 2-drop is great over there. Maybe they're not Face Hunter then. Okay, could be Dragon Hunter.
Nightmares are never forgotten.
Another Manifested Timeways seems decent. I do kind of like Hardlight Protector though, but because I have double Renewing Flames, I think we're going to go Timeways.
Repent.
Yeah, this is Dragon Hunter. This is kind of interesting. Alright, so this one has Reborn.
Who dares disturb the Timeways?
So we can do this, get rid of the Slither Drake, and I think we're chilling. I'm surprised at how efficiently this deck can get rid of Slither Drakes. That was one of my main concerns with Aura Paladin, is Slither Drake is a very difficult card to handle. I think next turn is the last one with this. Yeah, I was like, Manifested Timeways would be dirty.
Disturb the Timeways.
But we cannot. Curator's not bad. This draws us Treasuregill. What else?
I wonder.
I'm not super concerned about the 6/6. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think we gotta do this.
Menagerie is for guests only.
Because that draws Ursine, which is a beast. He's a beast. Alright. So, yeah, much better position now. Not super worried at all.
Quickly.
Alright, they have a supply run in their hand. Supply run actually not really worth worrying about. It can give them some gas by drawing 3 minions, but normally
Is this a fight?
I mean, it's a little too slow to matter. Ooh, that's a good one. Alright, 1 mana away from Ursine. I think... I could Treasuregill, Manifested Timeways.
Let me think.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm gonna get a little low on health, but because we've got the Ursine next turn, I'm not super worried. I mean, I don't think they can deal another 12 damage this coming turn. Oh! That's awkward. That's very awkward. Oh boy. So I'm unsure if you get rid of Magma, does that mean that these guys stop coming back, or do they keep coming back after Magma's gone? I don't know. Only one way to find out.
Well, I wonder.
Okay, so they do go away if I get rid of Magma. That is... Okay, that is helpful at least, but... Yeah, this is awkward, because... Ursine would be nice here, but that's just going to take out 2 2/1s, which are going to be replaced by 2 more 2/1s. I'm going to gain 10 life.
Well played. I must move quickly.
I think we're going to do this. Let's throw that there. And we'll see how they handle this, I guess. Yeah, with the hero power, there it is. Alright, so went 4-2 with Aura Paladin. That is the way it goes. Yeah, I don't know there was a way to get out of that situation, because had I gone Renewing Flames, kill 2 guys, gain 10 life, I wouldn't have had any protection like Toreth. I figured Toreth was the best bet, because... I don't know. It kind of came down to the luck of where those pumps ended up going. So, it is what it is. So what did I end up? Diamond 6. Not bad. So definitely some progress. So let me see here. 24, 29. I am 29 and 23 in total win-loss for the Legend run so far. So not awful. That's, I mean... As long as I'm staying over 50%, I'm usually happy. So 29 is... I'm at a 56% win rate, so reasonable enough. It's very awkward because this is nowhere near as good as I've done on previous Legend runs. So from here, I think I'm going to keep playing Aura Paladin and really start to try and refine the gameplay with this deck, because I think this deck is much better than I gave it credit for before. And it's very well positioned in this metagame at the moment. So yeah, we'll see how far I can get. If you're not following on YouTube, definitely consider it. And if you already are, big thank you. I appreciate you guys. I stream this on Twitch live, and then I upload the videos to YouTube. So if you want to see the Legend Run live as it happens, hit up the Twitch. If you're watching on Twitch, you haven't seen the YouTube, check it out. I put the Legend Run there, but I also play a bunch of games with a variety of different decks. So I try to be competitive, but also do interesting and fun things that I enjoy. So there's that little mix there. Legend Run at the beginning of the month, always competitive, but after that, it's like, made Legend, time to destroy the Legend rating. Because then once you start playing fun stuff, it's like there's a lot more room for error, and the silly decks don't always compete with things like Herald Shaman or Face Hunter, but I like to really show some fringe decks and just the variety of things that are out there in the metagame. And plus, I think we need more people that are creatively deck building and trying to innovate a little bit, trying things that people aren't trying, because there's too many people that just take a deck off the internet, play that, and then don't think twice about anything else in it. So at the very least, I'm tweaking decks that require some shifting along with the metagame. Because if you play the same deck from yesterday and the metagame shifted from yesterday to today, then it's not the right deck anymore. So, but that's enough of my blabbing. So I appreciate you guys. Peace and love. Catch you next time.